Willis Ness coming back for season 5. So we have did 50 games, correct, Josh?
Yep.
They've all been weighed and rated and found wanting. So today we're kicking off episode 5, season 5, episode 1, which is episode
51.
51. And today we got a game called Speed Racer in My Most Dangerous Adventures. Could have just been Speed Racer. I mean, you get the point. I feel like
if you watched the cartoon, you knew that everything he done was dangerous.
Well, it's probably a lot too, like when you have the Jetsons and it's the Jetsons and the blah blah blah. Just call it the damn Jetsons.
Yeah.
Unless you're planning on making 6 different Jetsons games, like I mean, at least the Mickey and Minnie's. You know, you had Circus Adventures, and there's different ones, so I can kind of understand that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Speed Racer. It came out in '94, so I don't think it had a whole lot to plan a sequel on. So you know, this just kind of a background. Speed Racer was a cartoon. I would hate to say that it's probably like one of the golden age animes. I mean, would you call it anime or is it just a straight up cartoon, Josh? I don't know the difference really. Maybe it was a cartoon. I feel like it's kind of anime now.
A cartoon is what they call Westerner cartoons because they don't carry on a storyline or a plot. Every episode's random. Anime is from Japan due to the animation. That's where it comes from. The animation's a little bit different. But normally they have a continuous storyline that they follow.
Okay.
So with Speed Racer, I think it can go back and forth. It depends.
I was going to say he has an ongoing theme, but it's normally winning the race.
Yeah.
Insert where the race is. I guess it'd be kind of like Pokemon. You're always trying to catch the damn thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of a blanket, I guess.
Yeah. I'm actually going to look that up because I know Pokemon is actually an anime, but I
feel Speed Racer is anime, maybe even at least today. Now, I'm not an anime guy, but maybe cartoon back in the day because it did come out in 1967.
It originated in Japan, so yes.
Okay.
It is an anime.
So the original cartoon, or the cartoon as we know it, was from 1967. This game was released in North American release was in November of 1994. So it's kind of important because there's a resurgence, and they actually were playing some replays of Speed Racer in that time frame. Because I remember being in high school, and I was low-key Speed Racer dude. Now, when the movie came out, I don't even know when that movie came out. It was pretty bad, I would imagine. I was like, oh, that could be pretty cool. But at that time, you couldn't really stream stuff as easy as you could. You might have even still had rental stores. It wasn't worth the wait for me in that. But, man, I remember having a model kit and having the Mach 5, and it was pretty cool. And the only part I can really remember from my old-ass brain is you have Speed Racer, the Mach 5, and that damn monkey.
Yeah.
And Trixie.
Now, I do know whenever that movie was coming back out, GTA, Grand Theft Auto, they put in their version of the Mach 5. I think it was called the Speedster, or, because you can't do copyright cars in there, so they get as close as they can without being sued.
Right, like their DeLorean. I don't know what it's called. It might
be the Deluxo.
The Deluxo.
Yeah. Okay. The Dodge Charger is called the Magnum.
Okay.
The Mustang is the Buffalo.
So this game was published by Accolade, and when Accolade published it and they were starting to develop it, they actually outsourced this to Radical Entertainment. Radical did a few games on the NES. Maybe, I can't remember if Brett Hull was Super Nintendo or not, but Pele and Brett Hull Hockey. So they kind of did some sports games. But when Accolade bought the rights to it, they realized that Radical Entertainment a year before had tried to license that game ahead of time. I guess they were already trying to work toward a game on it. So Accolade said, hey, come on in. Water's fine. Which, I don't know if you would say that seems cool on Accolade to include them, or Accolade's like, hey, they're probably already working on this and it's going to save us some money. But either way, I guess it worked out good for Radical, because what's the good of working on a game if you don't get to publish it, or if you don't ever get the rights to it.
Yeah.
So this game the style of game, I guess you would really call this a half racing and a half platforming game.
Yeah, I would classify it as that.
I don't know that you would really
go much farther.
When you say it's half of racing and half of platforming, I feel that's probably generous on both sides of that. But I guess kind of to bring it into the plot of this game is basically speed racers racing in the Grand Prix, racing in every town, and at every stop, he goes to race. That there's, I guess, these villains that are actually villains from the cartoon. I couldn't tell you any of the villains from the cartoon. Like I say, I've purged a lot of my Speed Racer memories, but they're trying to capture Trixie. So they've got, I think it's, you start out with the race, and then I guess after you win the race, then you're trying to keep the cartoon villains from stealing your girl.
Yep.
I guess these are some of the original Mr. Steal Your Girls.
Yep.
And so you get a racing game, racing stage followed by a platforming stage. That's about all I've got for the makeup of this game, Josh. Do you have anything that you want to add about anything from the startup or anything like that? Anything behind the scenes?
Well, no, behind the scenes, I mean, would be that the anime I remember, I think, came out in the late 60s, early 70s, if I'm not mistaken. And it was pretty good. And then, even then, there were, what was that Hanna-Barbera race show that was on? Do you remember it?
No. I'll look at it.
It was like a hodgepodge of a bunch of different racers. Like, if I'm not mistaken, you had Huckleberry, you had
Wacky Races.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Speed Racer made like an appearance in like a handful of episodes in it.
I don't see it on that one, but
no, I mean, like, it was a guest appearance.
Okay.
Like, he wasn't purposely in it, but like every now and then they'd come by and you'd see him race by or something along those lines, or you at least saw the car.
I got you. I'm surprised you're dropping Wacky Races. I don't even know what the hell Wacky Races is here. Like, this is I'm going down another damn
you going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. There's a dude named Dick Dastardly. Yeah, I feel like I remember Dick Dastardly.
Dick Dastardly. He was, if I'm not mistaken, that's not where he got his debut, but he's from, oh, damn it, what was it?
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you this. I'm going to be checking into Wacky Races, so here are some of the titles to the episodes of Wacky Races. Seesaw to Arkansas, Oh Why, Wyoming, Beat the Clock to Yellow Rock, Miss Mash Missouri Dash, Idaho a Go-Go, a Baja Ha Ha Race. I'm down. Yeah. I am fully in on these. And these were 1968 cartoons.
Yes.
The Zippy Mississippi Race.
Yep.
Oh, I don't even know. Okay, well, I got to get out of Wacky Races because I'm going to get lost into that.
Yeah, so he was not only in Wacky Racers, but he was in Dastardly's and Muttley and Their Flying Machines. He was in Yogi's Treasure Hunt. He was in Fender Bender 500, Yo Yogi, and then, of course, the Wacky... He was also in the new Scoob movie. He was one of the villains in it.
Okay. Well,
so he's been around the block for a minute. But
crinkling my brain here, giving me some education on it.
I remember because we had the old-timey satellite TV with the giant satellite in your front yard, so I had Boomerang TV. So that's where I learned about Wacky Racers.
And one of the things I got down here in the miscellaneous, I guess, that we can bring in here is one of the reasons I feel like that Speed Racer, it probably relates to me a little bit more than you, is not because I'm older than you and because I was not even born in the late 60s and 70s. But in the 90s, MTV aired Speed Racer. I don't know if I think they were. I don't know if they were new episodes or what, but I feel like they were kind of current. They weren't like edgy like the stuff at the time. It was like Ghost in the Shell and stuff.
Yeah.
But you could turn on MTV. This was probably the start of, like, this is the era of like TRL and all that. When MTV2 is like, you gotta watch MTV2 because MTV don't play no music.
But MTV2
I don't think none of them play music. But this was kind of, I guess, in the start to where they started gearing themselves more to pop culture. Kind of like how you go to GameStop and you find more pop figures and t-shirts and action figures than you do video games.
You also get statues and stuff like that, figurines.
So I guess without much further ado, I don't have nothing else to build up into this, Josh. We can go ahead and jump into the Make It and Break It. Do you want me to go ahead and kick off some Make It's?
Go ahead.
I put in here, it's somewhat like the TV show. Speed races in a Grand Prix across the world, and each one of them is paired with a villain stage. So, I don't remember much of the cartoon, but it seems valid. I mean, what's two things that Speed Racer's going to do is try to thwart the villain or the crime or whatever it is, and he's going to try to win races.
Yep.
I would imagine it's kind of going to have a little bit of mixture in there, like maybe a little bit of pod racer where somebody probably messes with it. Somebody fucks with his with the Mach 5 too. So I kind of felt like that could be an episode as I was playing the game. It's like it could be an episode itself of Speed Racer. You get to race, you get to fight crime. Definitely a strange choice, but that's kind of where I was on it. I'll go ahead and put into here that the platform running animations were okay. They were fine. Air quotes on fine.
Dude has some long fucking legs for his running animation.
What do you got? I don't have a whole lot to make. I've got one more make it. That's all I got. In this
you
game.
know what the best make it was?
What?
Whenever I uninstalled it. But no, besides that, like I said, for what it was, like I said, I think it followed true to the show to a point. Because like I said, I wasn't a Speed Racer fan. So I never really watched it or anything like that. But I would assume that's how it would go, like you said. Because I don't think they would have made an anime that early on that's just 100% about racing itself.
Yeah, I mean,
there has to be some ups and downs. There has to be, I'm
sure there's some wrecks, some danger.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with the track, sabotage. Exactly.
And that's why he tries to thwart. He tries to thwart all the sabotaging and everything. And, normally one of the first things I try to pick out is one of the things is I want to be hooked the moment I turned it on. I want to hear the sound. I want to know if there's a good opening. This one was lackluster, honestly.
Well, here's my last thing. So when you say Speed Racer, my last thing, this is my third and final thing for Make It. When you mention Speed Racer, I only feel like there's three correct answers that kind of come to mind. And now, mind you, I've been out of Speed Racer for a hot minute and don't remember shit about it. But to me, number one thing is the Mach 5.
Yep.
A very iconic looking car. And that M on the front of it is just fucking fire, son.
Yep.
Probably Speed Racer with his helmet on, the white helmet.
Yep.
And
with the red accents.
And the damn monkey.
Yep.
I remember the monkey. And so one thing is, like, if you gave me a Speed Racer game and I didn't get to drive the Mach 5, I feel like it would have been a problem.
Yep.
So you gave me a Speed Racer in which I did get to drive the Mach 5. And so I'm not going to say that the driving aspect is great, but I feel like if you said, hey, everybody, we're making a Speed Racer game, what's one of the things you had to have? It's to drive the fucking Mach 5.
Yeah, you need the Mach 5.
I mean, the Mach 5 is the
It's iconic.
It's the same as when you say Knight Rider, you might think David Hasselhoff. Most people are going to think Kit.
Yep.
When you think of this, like, you can't have one without the other. So to be able to play a game and not have Mach 5 would be catastrophic. So being able to do that, you felt cool. The game was pretty bad in my opinion, but getting to drive the Mach 5 kind of masked that. Even though that part really sucked too.
Yeah.
Still getting to drive it felt somewhat cool. I guess I'll put in there too that you really got two types of games in here. Like, say you got the half platforming, half racing. You took a shot. I feel like it was off the mark. I feel like you didn't do either one great.
You tried.
There's not a whole lot of games. I mean, most of the times when you think like, even to kind of throw in Untouchables, you have Untouchables that's got multiple levels that are completely different.
Yep. You tried, but you completely failed.
Yeah, so like you literally got like two different games put together. I guess we'll come back to two games put together on what,
the Break It side?
Yeah, on the Break It side, but Do you have? I've got nothing else to say positive about this
No,
game.
I try. I was with you. I've been trying to think of a way to save it, but no, all three of yours are almost identical to what I have, just worded a bit different.
I got you. So I guess we'll just jump on in to break it. First thing, on top of all of it, I thought the music sucked.
The music was terrible.
Yeah, it was not good in my opinion.
Even the opening, like I said, the opening is where it grabs you at, but it just wasn't there.
Yeah, it was annoying. I mean, to be honest, most of the game was annoying, but whatever. Music sucking is not the biggest break of this game. I will go ahead and say the startup screens I felt like took too long. I was running mine off emulation, and I feel like mine would run faster than the normal Super Nintendo would.
Yep.
And it still took too long. And I guess let's just talk about the platforming. It was bad.
It was terrible.
The controls were a mess. Now, the animations of the guy running wasn't that bad.
He had very long legs.
Yes, it was very disproportionate. And I don't know what Speed Racer, I don't recall when he's out of his racing uniform what he looks like. I always feel like he's in his racing uniform.
It was white pants, blue, red shirt.
Yeah, that's not the way I picture it.
Or was it white pants, blue shirt with a red ascot?
Ascot might be right. What he looked like to me, what he reminded me of was if you mixed a really bad, like the length and how long he was, reminded me if you took a really bad sprite of Speed Racer and mixed him with Earthworm Jim. Like, I felt like he was just very, say he was disproportionate.
Mine was if you took Freddy from Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
And Earthworm Jim.
Okay. Yeah, that is it. The attacking was bad.
Terrible.
Well, it was punching and kicking.
Punch and kick.
And I was a kicking bitch. I ain't
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
lie.
100%. That's what I done.
Kicking bitch. Now, there was cool things that could have been cool. There was zip lines. There was ladders. You had all the stuff that's in every platformer. None of it was good.
Was not utilized correctly at all.
I mean, I'm not going to say the platform. Now, I felt like I drifted. I know on the first stage, maybe at the second stage, I fell off a damn boat and it basically washed my ass all the way back to the first part of the stage.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck!
Yeah.
I felt like the stages, this is one where I feel like when you have some of these places, some of the games that the stages were too small, this needed smaller stages.
100%.
Even the racing stages, but we'll get to racing in a minute.
I say these stages were real big for what it was, and my controller, I was playing on an emulator, felt very clunky.
There was a drift, there was delay, it was sluggish. I don't know that I would call it clunky because I feel like clunky has more of a decided factor. I feel it's more sluggish than
clunky. I played on my PC emulator,
and it was bad. Whatever you're saying, I had the same thing.
Yeah, so for me, my clunky was whenever I was trying to move, like it sort of took him a second to move.
Yes,
and then once he got moving, then he sort of that's where he started to drift. But yeah, I'm calling it clunky because they were just a mess. Like it did not go well whatsoever.
I don't know if it suffered from like a frame rate per second or what, but there's something wrong with the movement and I can't really figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's not right.
Yeah.
And the bad part is the game isn't captivating enough story-wise or gameplay-wise
To keep you going.
Or I'm going to go ahead and venture to say if you are a die-hard Speed Racer fan, you tell me that you finished this game. I do not think you could, nor if you did, could you really defend what this game is.
I mean, at that point, you had to play the full game just because you're a fan, but that doesn't mean you enjoyed it.
Now, as far as the platforming goes, I'm trying to think, and I don't know off the top of my head what the worst platformer is that we've played so far. I mean, we've had some bad... I mean, I don't know that any of our platformers are at the absolute very bottom, but... Super Valis may be one of the lowest platformers, and it wasn't even the controls and stuff, it was more of just level design and enemies. It just felt empty.
Yeah.
It felt boring, but this felt different. I mean, I feel like this may be the worst platforming. Even though half the game's only platforming, I feel like that might be the worst platformer that we've had so far.
Yeah, but I'll say, I think I ranked Super Valis at 41.
And I probably wasn't that much higher than that. So, I guess, is there anything else you want to say about the platforming?
No, platforming is done. We're moving on into the bullshit.
I feel like the platforming was worse than the racing.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say the racing was good. The racing was bullshit.
The racing was terrible.
And it was just so fucking bad. So the first game we fire up, the first stage is the racing.
Yep.
So first thing I'm thinking is like, okay, game on. I agree.
Yeah.
That is the way you should start this game.
Speed racer.
Yes.
You speed racer.
Now, I feel like, of course, devil's advocating. I feel like this should be one of those startups to the game to where, regardless of how the outcome is, it moves the game along, is my opinion.
Yep.
So maybe you win it and you find your villain, or the story comes on, or maybe you crash and die, or you lose, you get second, and then the villain kind of is I feel like, regardless of that first race, it should move the story.
It should set the precedent of what you're doing.
Oh, by God, no. I had to race that first fucking race. I bet like 6 times to beat that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So, the race itself, you're in the Mach 5. Been a while since I've watched the shit. But you basically got like an M turbo, which I did appreciate that. I can't remember. I think it was in kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
But, by God, you hit that turbo on that fucking meter.
Dude, it's bad.
So even though I don't know that you're really moving a whole lot faster.
It looked like, it registered that you were padded out.
You hit boost, you knew you were boosted. Turning, regardless of boost, sucked.
Yep. Absolutely
Boosting,
terrible.
it sucked.
Yep.
And then you just got this random fucking jump. What is this fucking jump, Josh? Like, I mean, when you jump, it ain't like you're bunny hopping. It ain't like you're going into a power slide on Super Mario Kart. Like, you jump up to the top of the goddamn screen.
Yeah. That was part of the Mach 5 thing, is that that's how he avoided traps, obstacles, and everything, is he hit a button and boom.
Now, I'm not into physics. I'm not into car racing. I mean, I'll if you got something physics you want to talk about, I'll be interested by it. And
we wrote Fast and the Furious, okay?
Yes. And if you want to talk about racing, whether it's NASCAR or dirt bike, you probably can entertain me. I'm not going to follow it. I'm not going to go like American Gladiators and watch 15 episodes of it. But like, I can understand how something is cool that I don't partake in. But just for me, you give me the damn helmet. They're like, hey, George, speed race, like death race style. Speed racer's dead. You're the new.
You're new Mach 5 operator.
Yes. Put this mask on so nobody can see you. It's like, I'm used to that because nobody wants to see this. And the first thing I'm going to think is, hey, this motherfucker's going pretty quick. Hey, let's hit this turbo. Oh my God, I'm going like 170 kilometers per hour. You know, the one thing, if you were in my ear and you're like, hey, put this motherfucker in there, let's jump, I'm going to be like, no. Well, first of all, I'm a bitch, and I'm not going to drive that fast because I drive like an old man, because I am an old man. And the next thing I'm going to do is let's not throw this jet engine in the fucking sky, because I don't think...
We're not going to the stratosphere.
Now, I will say there was a couple spots in the track where there was the potential for a jump, like a shortcut. It didn't fucking matter. I'll go ahead and tell you, when I got in the fucking front, they were on me so hot, like, it did not matter if I was racing perfect. They catched me, they passed me. I fucked up right off the bat. And maybe I let him get away ahead to see if it would rubber band me back.
Yeah.
Fuck no, it didn't.
No,
it will let you rubber band you to the middle of the pack, like third place or fourth, but you can get so far behind that you will never see first place. And then in the middle of this, I'm thought like okay, before we get there, the first fucking race, what is it? Rubbin's Racing.
Rubbin's Racing.
It is not in this game.
Nope.
I feel like the first time I felt like I made it 3/4 of the way around the track before the Mach 5 exploded in a fucking fiery death. The second thing I noticed was when I tried to be more careful and not hit people the next time around, I died like halfway through the race. Like I died quicker.
Yep.
That's really shitty.
Yep. Just fucking gun it, man.
Now, I mean, they give you plenty of nitrous, I guess, or boost, and that's just to fuck yourself. That is all that is. So, and then
use it sparingly.
So that's fine. You've let me know that, hey, you can die pretty easy by bumping these motherfuckers. So my thinking is all we got to do is complete a lap around this circuit. No, that is incorrect. What was it? 3 laps?
3 laps.
I can't 3, 4. And then you had to stop in the pit stop, which, to be honest, I fucking needed. Because my car was goddamn burning oil, fucking flat tire, damn monkey's dead. He done got lost in this son of a bitch. And then they damn juiced me back up and then send me back out. And so then I get to fight through the whole next fucking part of the race.
Yep.
Just trying to catch back up. And I mean, it probably took me 5, 6 races before I actually was able to win.
Yeah.
And I was already pissed off thinking, fuck. What if I can't win one of these races? And I hated every bit of it. And I'm like, the platforming cannot be worse than this. Surprise. Spoiler alert. It was.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. The racing was 100% bullshit.
I spent way more time racing when I'm like, this game is so bad. I guess this game is so bad that I'm like, I've got to, I'm telling you, you play this game for 30 fucking minutes and get past that racing stage, you know everything about this fucking game.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
No.
And I'm like, I've got to force myself to play this thing for at least another hour on top of this, and it was fucking hateful. And I made myself, the only part I could get enjoyment from was the racing, and it still fucking sucked.
Yeah. I get you on that one, because I made it to 3 races, I think is where I cut it off.
I think I used some passwords. They had a password system, which is great because the game sucks so bad. You never want to play another stage more than you have to.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me bump through here just to play some of these other stages I know I can't get to. They all fucking suck.
Yeah, that's why I managed to do 3 races, and I'm like, no, like the turn, for one, there's no map. You got to memorize every fucking turn, bend, if you jump, where to boost, when not to boost.
Oh. So, I've got in here, and this goes, I'm going to bring this back into the racing. This is probably my biggest breakup, but we'll bring it back in racing, and you can finish up with what you got. I think this is the classic where they really made 2 games, put them into one, to which neither one of the games were good. So I get it. Maybe one part of the game is great. Maybe like Mario Party or something. Maybe there's a mini game you love and then there's one you hate. It's just like you try to fit, I feel like, 2 separate games into one. They both sucked. I don't know that as bad as each one of these sucked. If you put them together and made just a racing game or a platformer version would have been good. I still don't think it would have been good.
No.
But I do feel like it's where you try to do too much.
Yeah.
I'm not saying if you simplify, you dumbed it down, that it would make it any better.
Well, no.
But you couldn't have made it any worse.
Now, if they did separate them, they could have had a bit more of a budget to make it better.
I still think with what I've seen, I don't know. The other part going to the racing is to go into too much. My eyes hurt so bad from that fucking racing. So, like, I know
it did not move. It did not go smooth at all.
If you go and play old school Mario Kart on a regular Super Nintendo, it is not the way you remember it, because on these LCD, it's still fine. But there is a little bit of that epilepsy that kind of feels like it wants to come out. So on top of going around these damn courses on your Mach 5, is they were doing different elevations in which you couldn't see shit in front of you. It's like, and we're not saying like, hey, it's like Nintendo 64 had the fog issue with the graphics. So, they'd fog out so far ahead of you. Like, no, you just could not see it. The map was not generated. You did not have a mini map to tell where the shit is. And so when you were going up an elevation or down, it just took that much more visibility away. And I'm like, why the fuck are you even trying to make like higher elevation and lower elevation? And it hurt my eyes. Like it was.
Keep me
bad.
on the same floor. Keep me at sea level. Don't go positive or negative. Just keep me at one continuous altitude. You got to go.
There's a damn ghost in here.
I'll find it.
Hey, motherfucker better start paying rent. There ain't nobody living this bitch for free. Like, you come on all you want, but, you start chipping in. You go do some damn dishes up there, and take them out of the damn dishwasher, put them in the cabinet, you're cool. Hold on, whatever you want. You don't eat my damn dogs, but I'll bring you something. Sacrifice one of them damn killer birds in my carport. Fucking ghosts coming in here.
That's funny.
So, it kind of killed my train of thought. But yeah, it was bad. All of it was bad.
It was. Like I said, the racing was not fun. And for a game that is Speed Racer, you would have thought that they would put more care into the racing aspect.
I feel like if you would have brought this to me and I played it, oh yeah, I know where I was going to go with this. I felt like I was playing a beta version or something, or like a concept to try to pitch a game. Now, I'm going to say this. I set out to myself that I was going to play this for a solid, like as bad as it was. I'm like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say, hey, I can play this game for 14 hours. I played it the most I could. And I was sitting there thinking, I think I can play it for 2.5 hours. I don't know that I made it an hour and a half. Yeah. Like, this game was so fucking bad. Now, how bad that is I know for a fact I played the worst game. I'm not saying this is the worst game we played, but I played the Untouchables longer than this because they had bad games, but they had different games. Like, they had like 4 different style games. Yeah. And
you had what? You had the alley shooting. You kind
of had a little bit of the platformer where you're the monster, kind of like True Lies style from the side.
So you had the platformer, which was platformer, and then you had the over the top, which was True Lies.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
top down.
And then you had the alley shooter, which was bullshit.
Yeah,
I can't remember what the other one was.
I can't either, but I think there was like 4 different types, or 3 different types, 4 different games.
I think it was 4 different types, but I'm not going to go back and play that game.
Definitely not.
Spoiler alert, I feel like this game is probably better than that, but I could not play this game as long as that. So I guess I really got to gut check myself on where this one's going to fall.
You got to see where this is.
Sadly enough, this is the first game of the season, so it's on the Mount Rushmore.
It's number 1 regardless.
I don't know. This game really pissed me off. Like, you could I don't know that you focused on platformer or racing, it would have made it better. And then when you get into the racing, you was doing too much with the racing. And
well, see, okay, with it being a Speed Racer, come on. The show, he had other things. His car just didn't go in the Mach 5 or have a jump. I think he had abilities, so why couldn't they turn it into like a semi-Mario Kart or something like that?
I'm with you. I mean, I don't know 100% of the direction you could go with Speed Racer. I would have tried it better than what we had there. And like I say, this wasn't... if this was a 1991 game or something, this was 94. It wasn't release... We knew better at 1994 than to put this piece of shit out there.
We knew what worked.
And maybe this was just part of the licensing too. Maybe like how Untouchables is, and a lot of these licensed games sucked. Like say in the 90s, MTV did start replaying these. And video games were it was pretty big business back then. I mean, it was still geeky. It wasn't... Yeah, it wasn't mainstream. That people would say is cool like it is now.
Yeah, it wasn't mainstream.
So maybe it fell victim to a little bit of the cash grab, just trying to grab a series and make a show out of it,
That's true.
And which, I'm going to look see when the actual Speed Racer movie came out. I feel like it came out way later than the 90s, but I could be wrong.
I thought it was like roughly in the... early 2000s.
But I do remember, 2008. But I do remember, like Walmart.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I remember that. Now, it was a live action one. It wasn't cartoon.
Yeah, see, I thought it was like 2003, 2004.
Jesus Christ, I just seen the damn Mach 5 jump on a fucking one of them GIFs of it running. It did look strangely close to how this game is. And in the defense of this game, it did look strangely close. But, I worked at Walmart when I was in high school in 98, and 99, and 2000. And Speed Racer was out there with the Star Wars. Star Wars was huge because Episode 1 had came out. And Episode 2 might have been out. But there was plenty of Speed Racer toys on the shelf. Like I say, most of them was like in the model section and all that. Yeah. But it was hot. So maybe that was all it was people buying a license. I don't know. I'm off of my soapbox. That's all I have with Break It, Josh. Is there anything you want to kick the shit out of this game with before we leave?
You pretty much covered it. Like I said, my biggest thing is that with it being Speed Racer, why couldn't they turn it into like a somewhat Mario Kart? I think that would have been the saving grace. I really do. Like, and by that, I mean like, not really where you got different characters to choose from, where the game would progress, but Speed Racer did fight sabotages. They blew up bridges. They knocked down random structures. Make the jump useful. Give you a little bit of items. Let you throw a fucking banana peel. Right. Something.
All right. So I've got price charting.
Uh-huh.
There are speed runs.
There has to be speed runs with a game named Speed Racer.
There are reviews.
Uh-huh.
And fun facts.
Okay. I probably already know one of the fun facts.
Where do you want to go first?
Let's go with the reviews.
Oh, that's right. So GamePro, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there. People shit all over GamePro. They are probably the worst reviewers, but I still enjoy the shit out of my GamePro.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like me watching a damn soap opera. I like it. So GamePro commented that the action, graphics, and controls on the racing segments are second to none for challenging fun, while those on the action-adventure segments are consistently poor. They concluded the game is overall recommended for fans of the TV series. So GamePro kind of showing what the hell they don't know. Yes, the correct part of this is I would not recommend it for fans of the TV series, but only fans of the TV series can play this game.
Yeah.
It's just not fun. The action-adventure segments are consistently poor. That is correct. There is no way in hell you can say the controls in the racing segments are second to none.
Yeah, no. That's
they got paid for a damn review, and that's the best thing they could say.
They had to have at least one thing nice.
Entertainment Weekly did a review on it. Why the hell they're doing it, I don't know.
Well,
I feel like they...
Okay, Entertainment Weekly probably jumped into it because of it being Speed Racer, because of it being a show, because it's such a... I don't want to say icon, but it sort of is.
So, they gave the game a C- and wrote, end quote, "Okay, so it's overexposed from MTV's heavy rotation. Still, Speed Racer and My Most Dangerous Adventure is a blast for the nostalgia. It's capable of provoking... it's capable of provoking in baby boomers. A feeling those boomers won't get back if they pick up this ho-hum adaptation of the hit cartoon. Accolade nails the campy, hardware heavy racer mystique just once, and that's in the manual with detailed specs for the Mach 5 space-age equipment. But the game's racing sequences are a big snooze. If it's G-Force you're after, there are 3-year-old cartridges for the Super NES that go much, much faster." That is spot on.
That's a good one. That one's honest.
And I didn't have the manual, and that's bad when they say the best part of this is the manual.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid review.
That's spot on.
Maybe Entertainment Weekly need to get a little more in. Or maybe I just don't know. I might start picking up some retro Entertainment Weeklies.
See if there's some video game reviews in those.
Fun fact, speed. I think we need to go speed runs.
Okay, yeah. If you tell me not a single person's name is Speed Racer or something, I'm going to be disappointed.
So there is 2 different runs. One on normal and one on hard.
I didn't even know there was difficulty choosing.
Nobody's completed the hard one.
Oh, makes sense.
Do you know how many people's completed the normal?
3?
1.
Is his name Speed Racer?
No.
Well, then he's useless.
2 years ago on an emulator, somebody from America named Low Tier Steve, like LowtierTier Steve.
I like it.
No Scuba Steve, just Low Tier Steve.
I like Low Tier Steve.
He must have did this as a labor of love. There's only 2 people following the whole speed run, with only one run with 1 player, and that's him. And just for fun, what do you think the speed run time is? Now, mind you, it's only 1 person, so you ain't got to be crazy. You ain't got to be the prettiest girl at the bar. You just got to be the only girl at the bar.
You just got to be the only one there. I'm going to say an hour 10.
You're really fucking close. 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 53 seconds.
Okay.
So, no offense, Low Tier Steve. I will not complete this
No,
one.
absolutely not.
Nor am I going to do any of them. I just talk shit about it. If I think I could do this.
The only one that I think me and you have a chance on would have been the 2-player Miss Pac-Man. Because there was nobody that done it. I think that would have been the only one that me and you could do.
All right. Price charting. I think we should do price charting, then I'll hit you with some fun facts. My fun facts aren't that great. But
that's fun, yeah.
What do you think a loose copy of this cartridge runs, Josh?
$2.
You're low.
I figured. I'm not going no more than 10.
A loose cart on price chartings, $20.90. On eBay, it's $19. So call it a $20 cart.
That's not even worth the plastic.
What do you think a complete copy is?
Normally I triple it, so it'd be like 60.
A complete on price charting is $60.49.
Again,
on eBay, $65. Now I didn't see any new ones on eBay. I didn't see any that recently sold. I'm looking at 90 days. I'm not going back on Terapeak and trying to find shit from 2 years ago. I'll just trust price charting. What do you think a new copy still sealed runs, Josh?
See, and this is where I normally triple it again, which would have been roughly about 180.
You're way low.
Oh, fuck. 240.
You're still way low.
300.
You're still way low.
Oh, my God. 450.
You're still low. I'll go ahead and tell you.
But I say my next guess was going to be like 860.
No. That's way too high. So they're tracking it. Price charting is at one sale a year at $557.95. They're tracking one graded at $613.75. And surprisingly, I do not believe this. They're saying the manual is running $14.60. So I do not. That
has to be for your Speed Racer Colt.
All right. So let me ask you if I answered my own question here earlier. Do you know what Speed Racer is also known as?
I do.
What is it?
Mach Go Go Go.
That is it, and it does say Japanese anime.
Yep.
And manga series created by Tatsuo Yoshida. Do you know what Speed Racer's real name is? I'm guessing this is from the Japanese part of it.
No idea. I'm gonna say.
I guess there's a reason why they call him Speed Racer.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something around like.
You're gonna be wrong, but
I'm
interested in 100%.
This. I'm gonna say he sort of looks like a Yoshida Korizaki.
It is Go Mifune. Mifune. It is literally Geo space Mifune. Go Mifune.
Okay, that's just terrible.
Yeah, I'm guessing that is.
At least I actually try to give him a Japanese name.
Which
now Go can be a name. Go is also a number. It's also a game. It has several different meanings, but I don't think it can be. I don't think it's a name. I don't think.
What if there was a mashup and, Speed Racer is also known as Mach Go Go Go? What if it was Mach Go 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 Power Ranger?
No, we're burning it to the ground. We're burning it to the ground.
So, Speed Racer does have a family, supportive and loving. Do you know what his mom and dad's name is?
I'm going to go with Slow and Fast, Mifune.
No, but now, mind you, the girlfriend's name is Trixie. I can't remember what the damn monkey's name is. This is, like, if you're going to name the dude Go Mifune, of course, this is probably the American shit. His father is known as Pops Racer, and his mom is known as Mom Racer.
That's terrible.
And are you looking up the name of the
I'm looking for the monkey. Hang on, give me a second.
I know it ain't. It should be Johnny Chimpo.
Johnny Chimpo? God damn it, we could have guessed this.
Chimp.
Close. Chimp.
Chimp. I'm trying to remember. I used to know that. So here is probably the most pertinent thing. Is it did pave the way for future adaptations. It had spin-offs and it solidified its place in pop culture. But the original Speed Racer ran for 52 episodes, which when we were talking about Jetsons, it was kind of surprising. It seems like there's always a Jetsons episode that you ain't seen, nor do you really even want to see it. But, you know, and I'm guessing that sometimes these cartoons probably didn't come out every week or two. I mean, we're spoiled now, like what South Park puts one from scratch every week, and their style of animation, I mean, you know, we've came a long ways with computers.
Yeah.
But I would imagine 52 episodes just don't sound like a lot nowadays. I would think that probably is still a shit ton of work. I don't know if you gave us a whole year that we could come up with 10 episodes, much less 52. But there's that. So I guess there's only one thing left for us to do, Joshua.
Oh. No wonder.
What?
I was looking up in Speed Racer. He's in Hanna-Barbera, but he goes by Go My Phone and not Speed Racer.
Okay.
Or he goes by Toshiro Mifune, but he is in Wacky Racers. Because I'm sitting here thinking, like, I knew he was in it, but I don't think they ever called him as Speed Racer, so they call him Go in it.
So, I guess we'll take our. We're about to rank it. We know where it's going to rank. It's going to be our number one game. It's the first game of the season. I guess I'm just going to kind of. I feel like it's that part where you stand up to the podium and you got to talk about Speed Racer. And I'm just going to leave it as this is an almost unplayable game. You can play it. It's not fun. It's really bad.
Show's a lot better. Give me $10 and I'll write you an okay review.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, $10 or a $20 cartridge. Which are you taking?
Taking
Josh?
the $10.
Yes, absolutely. You take out $10, throw that damn cartridge. I might take the cartridge and go throw it in a damn rock quarry somewhere. You know. Sorry, I completely forgot that.
No, like I said, give me the $10 and I'll write you a review. And it's going to be an honest review. If you give me $20, I'll write one thing nice about it.
Like the manual's good.
Yep.
So, yeah, this game, I'm sitting there and I still don't think in my heart that I can say it's worse than Untouchables. I don't know. Untouchables is on a pedestal way down low.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we're going to find a game worse than that. But I cannot remember. What is like your bottom 3 games over there, Josh, that you have?
My bottom 3
out of the 50
are Untouchables, Super Strike Eagle, and Airstrike Patrol.
I feel like Speed Racer's not. I don't know that. I think it's better than Untouchables. I don't know that it's better than the other two, to be honest. I feel like it probably is, but not by much. I expect this to be on the damn very bottom. Out of the 700 games, this.
I think, now, I'm just going to go ahead and give you a little foreshadowing. I think it's slightly better than Super Strike Eagle because Super Strike Eagle was actually starting to give me motion sickness.
Yeah, that is true. But hell, you get motion sickness from the damn car racing on this. I was.
Yeah, but Super Strike Eagle, it was instant.
I feel like even if you are a Speed Racer fan, you're going to hate this. The best part of this game is to be able to buy it and put it on the shelf and say you have it, or put it complete. Even the damn box art isn't that great. It's what you expect. It's very plain.
It's terrible.
I don't know. I give it a 2 doubloons out of 10. Don't recommend. That's all
Dude,
I'm going to say.
I'm giving it a half a schmeckle out of 12.
Half a schmeckle of a freckle.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say about it before we go?
Don't play it.
Yeah, it's if the first game you ever played was this, you would never play video games.
Oh yeah, no, you're burnt. You give up on video games.
So we're going to do some predictions for next week. Starting the new season off. Did not start off with a bang. I'm very confident that the next game we play has to be better than this one.
It has to be better.
And last season was a little lackluster, so
we needed something good.
We deserve
something good.
So,
which, granted, people will yell at us because last season we did have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, which is supposed to be better than the other Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game that we had, and I was not a fan of it.
Well, I'm not above telling everybody they're wrong. I'm not above it. And I thought that was another ghost. It's just the vacuum cleaner upstairs. What do you think that we're going to get? What do you have in your heart that you want next week, Joshua?
Oh, I think we're going to go racing. I
hope
really
to God
do.
not.
I hope. Look, the trend's got to start somewhere.
Okay.
And I'm thinking it's a racing game. I don't want it to, but...
Well, maybe the trend for me, and I hope to God it ain't either, is I'm going to go with the animated series game. So technically, we've got our bases covered. I hope to God there is no correlation with whatever the fuck we just played. Bad game. I don't know.
Terrible game.
So I guess we're going to draw the game, and we'll come back to you next week.
Let's do it.